Okay, now we're going to talk about doing decisions, if, for, and while. Starting off with if. So I started out, so we'd save some time on this video, creating some stuff. Display statements just will go into the command window and tell us what things look like. An input statement for X, display and inputs. No ifs yet, so we'll get to that in a second. Now, next thing, a couple things to note before we go to the if statements. Triple dots, that's a continuation. For whatever reason, you can continue commands to the next line using the triple dots. The reason I do that is that I know from here to here is 80 characters wide, which lets me format my output so it looks pretty. Let's see, another thing, when you're displaying strings in either the display statement or an input statement or any other statement that uses a string, two apostrophes that follow each other, they mean it's an escape code. It says put a single apostrophe there, and we'll see that happen when we go through the script. Okay, I'm going to close down the editor now so we can see all the stuff. Okay, now let's see. There, I want to do that one. So now you see how the display comes out. It goes only so far, and then you're ready. It gives the display, and then it says press return, the input statement. Press return when I'm ready. So I'm going to do that. The answer is 9. If you didn't get this answer, enter your number now. Here's the double quotes that turn into a single quote, by the way, right there and right there. Now, if you didn't get that answer going through this procedure, think of an integer between 1 and 99, swap the digits, take the smaller number away from the larger number, add 9, and then add the digits together. And the answer is 9. It's a math trick. Pull that on your friends. So if you don't get that answer, what number did you enter? And that's what we want to ask is, if we get something other than the other than 9, what went wrong? So let's take a look at this statement. One thing to note, let's go to the ifs now. There we go. So to find out if everything's hunky-dory, input. If you didn't get this answer, enter a number. Otherwise, press enter. I want to say, okay, if you pressed enter, I want to display something. So here's a simple if statement. If is empty, you'd use this function. You can't say y equal null or y equal not a number or something like that. You got to do something like this right here. One of those other subtle little details. End the if statement with the keyword end. A lot of code that does blocking, Java, C++, Python, everything has some way to signify the end of a block. Well, the if statement makes a block. So let's try running our script again. And I'm going to, well, I'll tell you what, I'll do this so we can still see what's going on. So let's say we have 25, swap the digits, that's 52. 52 minus 25 is 27. Add 9, that's 36, and then 3 and 6 is 9. Answer is 9. Wait, I got this answer. Now, I did something. If I press return now, it's going to display magic, isn't it? So I'm going to press return at the prompt. Magic, isn't it? Now, this time I'm going to say, I'm going to lie to my program. I picked 25 and I'm going to say press return. I'm ready. 25. I think the answer is 8. I didn't get this answer. Enter your original number. I should probably say original number rather than enter your number now. Let's say I did my math wrong and I used 26, but I did my subtraction wrong. Nothing. It does not, the if statement is skipped over. You could always do this, else. That's one way to make a decision, a binary decision. If everything's hunky-dory, then we'll print this display. So if you didn't get 9, there was something wrong with your arithmetic. And do end again. There we go. So another way to use the if statement to make a choice. I just want to get rid of extra stuff so you guys can see what's going on. Press return when I'm ready. I didn't get this answer, so going to enter 26. Okay. So brush up on your arithmetic. Now, to make sure everything shows up properly, you could always do something like this. Indent it. So the input statement could be, there we go. You can separate the statements. Let's see, did I do 1, 2, 3, 4? There. So now I've indented things. It makes it a little easier to read, maybe. Okay, so that's one way to use the if statement. Now, instead of saying instead of just saying you did your arithmetic wrong, let's figure things out. And I already made some of my code. So I'm going to use else if. It acts a lot like, now this is starting to look a lot like a switch statement. If y is greater than 99, I already pre-prepared things so I wouldn't have to do a lot of typing. So maybe you selected a number that was 100 or greater. Well, pick a number that's between 1 and 99. And let's say it's less than 1. Then you put a new display, a different thing. So you can just keep adding conditions like this. And if it's not an integer, if you put in a decimal and you try to do this algorithm with a decimal, it doesn't work. You got to use an integer. And what else? What other decision did I make? I think I just, else, the last else. Now, I should never get this. If I've done my coding right, I should never see this. So we can try now. So we're seeing the else if, how the else if is used. Else, we can have the else here. I'll rearrange things in just a second, just to show you. You can nest if statements, but let's run it as it is now. And I'm just adding some spaces, some breaks, so that we can see things easier. Run. Come on, where is it? There. This just makes the editor smaller and the command window larger. So 25, I used 25. I said, I'm ready. I think the answer is 8. The answer is 9. If you didn't get your answer, enter it now. If I said, uh, if I enter 25, um, then everything's okay. And it's probably going to get the last. If I see this, something else is going on, which probably means bad arithmetic. And I was wrong. I will see this. If you enter the number you've chosen is valid, but something else is going on. That's probably how I need to change this right here. Now, the last thing I wanted to show you about an if statement is nesting ifs. So, magic, isn't it? I can do else right here. You can accomplish things in several ways. If. So I'm going to create another if statement. Now I've got to put another end also. And then I can tab the whole thing. So I can make this go over 4 characters by selecting it and just hitting the tab button. A lot of programs are like that. A lot of editors are like that. Check, maybe right here, check your arithmetic. Maybe that's a good place to put check your arithmetic. There we go. The number you entered is valid. Please check your arithmetic. Okay, and up here I wanted to change it to your, if you didn't guess, let's see, enter your original number now. And I want to move the control character over here. I want to end it here. Backspace, new line, end it, comma, return, single quote. Now I got to crunch all this stuff together again. There we go. This should work. Press return when you're ready. The answer is 9. If you didn't get your answer, enter the number you thought of now, 25. The number is valid. Check my arithmetic. Let's try it again. I'm going to give it an invalid number, like a negative, like 0. I'm ready. Press return. Enter your original number now. Actually, 0 would work. 0 minus 0 is 0. Add 9, and then add the digits together. Well, 9 plus 0 is 9. So you'd still get the answer of 9, even if your number is 0. But it'll say it's wrong. The if statement will say it's wrong. It's less than 1. 0 is less than 1. Pick a number equal to or higher than 1. Yeah. So the other if statements will pick out things like that also. So this one picked out if it's less than 1. You'll notice the nesting. It works just as well to nest or to just keep using else if. Just flowchart your logic a little bit. Think about it a little bit, what you're trying to do. So that's the if statement. That's all I really wanted to say about the if statement. So we'll go on to the for loop next. Similar to the if statement, though, is a switch statement, which I'm not going to talk about, but you can read about it in the book. Okie dokie.